Now, TJ had a lot to say. Okay. I respect that TJ's finally giving me props and whatnot. And after the disrespect that him and obviously a lot of people in the MMA community kind of gave me after the first Jan outing. And I think he realizes that this is a tough fight. He thinks it's not going to be a dangerous fight. Meaning he thinks I'm going to just go out there, I'm just looking to grapple the whole time. I can assure you, TJ, that is not what I'm looking to do. 100% not. I can't wait to drill my knuckles through your face. Cannot wait. Whether that's standing, whether that's on the mat, either or, does not matter. Trust me, there's going to be an onslaught coming for you. And I can't wait to show you what the backpack can really do. Because I think you might have forgot my fights with Rivera, controlled the stand-up. My fights with Pedro Munoz, controlled the stand-up. My fight with Taquino Mendez, world-class BJJ practitioner, a couple-time ADCC champion in jiu-jitsu. Controlled the stand-up and the grappling. Beat him in his own game. And I was only a brown belt at the time. I think I might have actually been a purple belt at the time. What I did to Renan Barão, after you beat him, of course. You did beat him twice, of course. I'm pretty sure you were on the same stuff that he was on at the time. And you did beat him, but I like to think the way I beat him was a lot more convincingly and more one-sided than your fight with him as well. And again, I know we can't do MMA math, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But I think if you look at the matchups, you look at TJ's stat sheet, you look at my stat sheet, and you look at the body of work, that I think you will be ill-advised to overlook my striking. And I hope that's what you do. Because if you do that, it is going to be a bad night for Mr. Dilleroyds. And I can't wait to be the guy who hands it to you. Hand you your ass on a platter, give you a spank on the ass and tell you thanks for coming. You played well. So, it is what it is, man. I know what I'm getting myself into. I know he's a tough, unorthodox striker coming off of a long, tough surgery, seems like, for his knee. Maybe he's still on the stuff. I'm going to assume he's still on the same stuff that he was on even prior to him getting popped by the New York State Athletic Commission. And that's just me to be smart on my end and to do everything I can possibly to get in the best physical shape that I could possibly be in to take this guy out. And I'm going to be more than prepared, more than ready. You know, because while you're in the lab and concocting all types of experiments for your body, I'm actually in the lab and putting in some physical work. That's the difference. And I'd like to think this is kind of like Rocky IV. Maybe not Rocky IV. This is kind of like Ivan Drago versus Rocky. Let's just leave it at that. One guy's training out in the woods, in the wilderness, doing it the old school hard way, blue-collared way, hard work and work ethic, blood, sweat, and tears, while this other guy's hooked up to these lab machines and getting injected with all kinds of shit. So that's TJ. That's the guy that people want as their champion to set standards for the youth, for your kids. Not my champ. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you never become champion again. Promise you. So I'm excited for this one. And he thinks I'm a dangerous fight in the sense, I'm a problematic fight in the sense of my style, but he thinks it's not a dangerous fight. That makes me feel good because it makes me feel like he's comfortable coming into this one. And I hope he is taking me lightly because the lighter he takes me, the easier this fight is going to be for me. And I'm going to be more than prepared for this. So I'm going to make sure I do my homework. First up right now, we got another guy on the Contender Series. And then we got one more after that. And then we got Merab in the UFC. And then we got a couple of our guys in September for the Ring of Combat. And then we also got my brother in Cage Fury, August 26th, with a couple other guys. Him, Big Black, Eddie. Shout out Eddie. His birthday was yesterday, actually. Shout out to my brethren, fellow Leo. My birthday is actually Sunday, Leo gang. And then I'll be up in Abu Dhabi. And I'm going to be making sure I get there at least 2 weeks early to acclimate, make sure my sleeping is right, make sure everything's on par, and doing the things that I need to do so I could be more than prepared for this fight. Because this one is about bragging rights. It's not about being emotionally charged. It's about bragging rights, because I feel like TJ is just an arrogant, cocky individual. And maybe his suspension might have humbled him a bit, but when he talks, there's just some type of smugness that just comes with his personality. And even meeting him in person, he just has this smug personality, smug aura. And it's not even that we're in the same weight class. I've hung out with, talked with people, multiple people in my weight class. I don't get that same energy and that same vibe the way I do with TJ. It's just a different type of person. You have to speak to him to understand what I'm talking about. And not the fake fan meetup where, oh, I'm getting paid to be nice to people. The everyday person that's just who they are outside of the money, you know? And TJ, to me, is just not a good person. It is what it is. And anyone who cheats like that, I mean, you're already in a certain category, because this is a tough sport as is. And for you to be going out there to do that, I mean, I think that says enough about you, you know? So it is what it is. So this one is going to be a fun fight for sure. And I'm excited that now that I got this Yan chapter in the rear, that I can move forward and open up on the feet again like I've done in the past. And I will say, the Sandhagen fight with TJ, that going to a split decision, me running through Sandhagen, and obviously every fight could be different. I could have a war with Sandhagen the next time I step in the octagon with him. But I'm always going to have that threat of just dominating the fight, win the first or second round with a takedown. That threat's always going to be legitimate and always will be there. And then you look at the fight with Sandhagen and Yan. Competitive fight. Yan definitely won, was in the driver's seat the entire time. And then you look at TJ and you see what he looked like after that fight. And obviously he was after a long layoff. But that gives me confidence to know that if Yan could barely touch me, Sandhagen was able to touch Yan, and Sandhagen was able to touch up TJ the way he touched him up, I like my chances. I think I'm going to be able to stick and move, piece this guy up, and then find the kill shot and put him away. Whether it's me taking him down, putting him on his ass, and then ground and pounding him into oblivion, it really doesn't matter. It just what I feel in the moment of the fight, and that's going to dictate the pace of the fight and what happens going forward. So I'm excited for that.